I ask, when were you first diagnosed with fibromyalgia?
Last year.
Last year?
Just about last year, yeah.
Okay. Mother, was she really diagnosed with it?
Yes, she was, but I don't believe the diagnosis. Because the
Why do you
doctor was
say
only,
that?
she'd seen one doctor, and 10 minutes later, he said she had fibromyalgia.
Did you take her for a follow-up
Yes, I did, and he doesn't
doctor?
believe it. Yes, he doesn't
And
believe
what
it.
did that doctor say?
He said it's all psychological.
And Annette, I know you're concerned because fibromyalgia is really not the first resort diagnosis. It should be a last resort diagnosis once everything has been carefully and methodically ruled out. So a provider who has spent only 10 minutes with you, quite honestly, can't say definitively that you have fibromyalgia. But somatic symptom disorder basically captures the idea that you are completely consumed with your physical symptoms. We know that you have a journal where you document everything. And sometimes you have a normal sensations like we all do. Sometimes we do have a little numbness or tingliness. And you interpret that as, oh my gosh, my fibromyalgia is acting up. Everything's going to crap. You know, everything is going to be worse from now on.
Is that true, Lola? You document every sensation that happens in your body?
Not every sensation, just the symptoms that come up that are not normal, like the ones that I notice that are more often than others. Like,
well, can I ask you journaling them because?
I feel like if I take the journal to my doctor, maybe he'll actually you know, do other tests, because maybe it's not fibromyalgia. Maybe it's something more simple and that there is a treatment for it.
Lola, how old were you when you started noticing all of this pain?
Definitely right around a little bit after my 16th birthday.
So this has been going on about just a year or so, because you're 17 now,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So prior to 16, you were completely normal. Mom is shaking her head no. What was going on before 16?
She's always complaining about everything. Anything that happens to her, she'll milk it for what it's worth.
How long has she been like that?
Since middle school.
So 11, 12 years old, you started to notice it, Mom? Did you start taking her to a doctor at 11 and 12?
Yeah, and they checked it out and they said everything's fine.
Well, and Annette, I know that you mentioned depression is part of the picture.
Yes.
And Lola, you started experiencing anxiety and depression probably around that middle school years, the age 13 or so. So can you tell us about that and why that happened at that time?
I was getting bullied a lot, and they put me on antidepressants when they first figured out, like my doctor first diagnosed me with depression. And then when the pain started coming along, they just prescribed a stronger antidepressant because they said it's psychological. So then maybe this will help.
So can we talk about the bullying? What were you being bullied about?
For my weight, for not being like everyone else, for being just socially inadequate.
How did that make you feel?
Socially inadequate.
The reason why I asked you how did that make you feel, because that may have now triggered why now you're not wanting to go to school, and triggering why all of a sudden now you're being hypersensitive about things that are happening in your body, so that you then can say, I don't want to go to school today. Do you understand that connection?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Do you not like school?
Oh no, I love school. I love going. It's
Did you do anything to address the bullying, like get the intervention of the teacher or the staff? Did anything happen?
I went to my school counselor, and there wasn't much done because they didn't really have any proof. I mean, it was mostly all verbal. And so they tried to go to the students that I had pointed out, and nothing really happened, and it still happened after that point.
I think you're a delightful young woman. I don't understand why they would pick on you and say that you're not ordinary. What are they bullying you about? Your weight, that's it?
Oh, I was a weird kid. I liked a lot of weird things. I only ever read books and liked TV, and I didn't have, you know, fancy like Adidas or fancy clothes. I wore sweatpants all the time, like, and I was covering up my
all
weight.
very classic things that make you a target for teens and bullying. So
Right.
Very classic.
I was different, so then
That's
And you
all
know-
it takes.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with being different.
Different is
Know that most people that are very successful today are people that, when they were growing up, were considered different. Just know that,
Right.
okay? You got some of them sitting right up here. Okay? So know that.
Yeah. And Lola, the depression had gotten so bad, and you felt like you were becoming a burden to your family that you even contemplated taking your own life. Is that true?
Wow.
Wow.
What were the thoughts that you were having?
One, I was a burden, and two, that I had no purpose. And that I was not gonna go anywhere in life.
Mom, did you know that Lola was having all of these feelings?
Yeah, I did.
What did you do?
We talked about it. She's definitely not a burden. It scares me that she's almost 18, and she's put herself in a path that is taking her down the road so far that she can't get out of that rut. I want her to be able to succeed in life, but with everything that's going on right now, She's just holding herself back.